All right, here we go. Going into turn number 5, and to get things started, we'll make a couple of corrections here. First, guys pointed out in the rules and pointed out like some of the comments, which thank you by the way. Since this casualty is no longer a valid target, these guys essentially cease fire, so they don't do anything, and then these guys should have shifted fire when units moved up into this position, so it should have been more like this. But since they're still pinned, they'll still be an all pinned VOF. That gets removed, and because they would have essentially received no fire for the last turn, they're no longer pinned. And then over here, since they have no direct line of sight to anybody else, what happens to these guys as in the World War II missions, they disappear. Well, they leave the cover, but essentially they disappear. Okay, so hopefully we can get this thing going still and see how things turn out. All right, so top of turn number 5, I've corrected all the, well, not corrected, but I've adjusted all the commands to save at their minimum or their maximum save for line and green and all that good stuff. Also, finally been able to put this card down for these guys' maximum line of sight through the rice paddy. But also through here, there's another rice paddy that they can see through. So we'll just draw one more just to kind of have some continuity there. Okay, so that's kind of fixed as well. All right, I think that should do it. All right, first things first. Top of the list, we're gonna have HQ event, higher HQ event, and actually we get our first HQ event right there. So we got that HQ icon. So we'll draw another card, and let's go over to our HQ event table. Let's see. So on a roll of 10, we have 4. So friendly higher HQ event, 4. Artillery displacing, no artillery available this turn, which kind of stinks. All right. Well, I didn't really need to use it anyway. Let's be honest. All right. Now that we've done that, HQ is in, or company HQ is in command with battalion, so we'll go ahead and draw commands for them. So they get 2 commands. What's their experience level? Experience level is green. Okay, so green, they're not undercover, so they only get 1 command. Okay, I was about to say, oh, there we go. I was about to say, that could have been bad. So 4 commands to work with. So right from the get-go, we're gonna activate 2nd platoon, and then 4th platoon, and we're also going to activate, no, we won't activate the flight leads, because they have enough points to get stuff done anyway. And the first sergeant has enough to do what I've got planned for him as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it. So all activations out of the way. Let's go ahead and do 2nd and 4th platoon. Let's see how many commands they get. 2nd platoon gets 2. What's their experience level? Green, -1, +1, because they're undercover, so 2. 2nd platoon gets 2 commands, which that's not enough for what I need to do. 4th platoon is next. They also get 2 commands. What is up with this? That's like 3 in a row. 2 commands. 4th platoon is a line, so they just get 2. They're probably somewhere in here. Yeah. Sorry. Let's see. 6 to 8. They stay there. All right. Okay. All right. So first things first, for 2nd platoon. What we're going to do first is move this 2nd weapons team over here. They'll be marked as exposed. but since they're spotted already, they're automatically going to open fire, and then it will be under, these guys will be under a crossfire. So that'll be one command. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do with them yet. So what's fourth platoon? Fourth platoon. We kind of not a good idea to send the entire platoon into some unknown area. So we're just going to spend one command to send one squad here. And let's see, one of these, it'll be marked as exposed. We kind of want to get this other stuff cleared out as well. This could go real bad as well, so we'll move this squad over here as well. Mark them as exposed. Hopefully we can clear the way for the platoon leader to go somewhere safe. All right, so that's 2 commands that they spent to do that. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. This is difficult. This is very, very difficult. Good. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do before I get into any trouble. All right, so activation segment, initiative segment. So I have all the impulses. Oh man. All right. So who didn't get activated? First and third. So first platoon, don't need them. 4 commands. Second platoon, 2 commands. So let's see. First is a line, so they still get 4 commands, but they're gonna lose them. And then who's the other one? Third. Third is a line. I should have sent those guys in first, but anyway, third got 2. So that goes up to there. XO and first sergeant go up by 1, and then all the flights get their initiative. Let's see. So first flight gets 3. Second flight gets too many, 6. All right. Oh goodness. So in short, let's see. First flight leader gets 3. So you go up to 6. Second flight lead. Second flight lead gets too many. Third flight lead gets 4. It's too many. And then fourth flight leader gets 5, which is too many. Oh, sorry. That was, okay, there we go. Okay. That's it for those. So now that initiative segment is over, what's next? We're going to activate, let's see. And we're going to activate third flight. So let's get this corrected. First of all, so third flight is right there. So third flight is going to use 4 commands to activate all those vehicles over there. So I'll get those markers soon. So basically this entire flight will be activated. They're going to start their way in, so you really got to get stuff cleared out so we have enough room. And then also, perhaps, since that's clear, get that designated. Speaking of getting that area designated, we are going to send First Sergeant up here. Nope. We'll have the artillery FO just in case, because that's a pretty good spot to get everything spotted. Then First Sergeant will then move himself, so that's 2 commands right there. All right, 2 commands. They will be marked exposed as well for moving. Yeah, this could either be really good or really bad. All right, they're exposed. What's next? Now First Sergeant is going to designate the Metabike LZ for this one. So now all casualties will then be moved up there to get lifted out. But still, we got to clear this area. Okay. Yep, okay, so that's it for him. Who's left that I was thinking about getting something done with? I think that's it. That should be it. So it's all that stuff done. Next we'll do the general impulse, which we get 3 commands. Not bad. So here's the deal. We've got a lot of trouble. Okay. Yeah, this will be either really good or really bad again. All right, what we're going to do with this team, which I was hesitant to do last time, is first we're going to move them over here. These guys aren't really valid targets anymore. All right, and so on this turn, they'll capture them so we can get some experience points, but they will be marked exposed. Yeah. All right, and then we'll use the second command for them to get under cover. So we'll go ahead and... So in the... Oops, sorry. So the mutual capture and retreat phase, they'll just capture them anyway. We'll remove this pen marker. And we'll move them under this cover for the second command. And then for the third command, we'll have these guys down here in the brush find cover, since it has a pretty solid draw of 5. All right, so cover. All right, they got it. 4, 5, more cover. So they get cover. Nice. All right. Goodness. Yeah, this will do. All right, so yeah, these guys down the brush, they get the cover. All right. So that's the general impulse. So let's see. Right. I don't know why I didn't grab these. Right, so we just need about 4, 2. And 4. Okay. Okay, so just put the activations on them. There. So they're activated, they can move. Alright, simple enough. Should get these vehicles put away. Alright. That's done. Alright, so what were we doing? Initiative. So next is the enemy HQ hire event. So let's see. Do they get in our hire event? No. No hire event. Great. And then enemy activity check segment, which we only have 1 to do, which is up here. Alright. Let's see what's going on over here. It's been too long. Alright, so defensive and delay. But they're pinned down anyway, so we're going to see what they're going to do. Force packages. Trust and tools. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Here we go. Yeah. Alright. So let's see. They're pinned and undercover. Alright, here we go. Pinned and undercover out of a roll of 4. Let's see what we get. So on roll of 4, it's a 1. Pinned, not undercover. They're not going to do anything. Okay. So that's all that's there. Alright, next in the list is, so we did that mutual capture and retreat phase, which captured those 2 guys, and mutual vehicle aircraft phase. So there's only one side that has vehicles, which is mine. So they will all move from the pickup zone to now inbound. Alright, and that's all that happens. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Alright. Alright, and then normally you would just flip it over to that it's already been moved and fired, so you can keep track, but since this is all that's going on, I just need to make sure that I remember that they were activated already. Alright, and they'll probably land, well actually they could land here and just kind of pick up the casualty and then move on. Right, so that's the vehicle phase. Moving on from vehicle phase to the combat phase, update fire missions, which there are none, and evaluate potential contact markers. So we have a number of those going on. So we should have 3 at the moment. Yeah, 3. So we're going to do left to right, bottom to top. So out of 3, which one do we do? Number 2, which is this one. So let's see what happens here. Potential contact of C, which I'm all for. And actually, let me reevaluate our contact level. Yeah, let's see, contact level. Yeah, it's only 1 friendly occupied VOF, so this gets downgraded to contact. All right, why is that important? Because on a C for a contact, it's a draw of 3. To see if we make contact. So out of 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. That worked out pretty well. So what happens now? There's no contact, so this gets removed, and we now have cleared another card. Moving on to the next one. Out of 2, 2, which should be this one up here, which probably should have looked for cover now that I think about it. So what's this? Potential contact of B, and that contact, it's a draw of 5. Which they're probably going to run into something. 2, 3. Oh, okay, we'll finish out the draws though. 3. Oh man. 4. Come on. 5. Amazing. I'm happy about that. All right, so we'll redraw here a little bit just in a moment. Right, so these guys, they clear out the rubber plantation. Great. There's 1 more left to go. All right, so I have to just reshuffle real quick. Be right back. All right, we are back from reshuffling, so we're all set to go for this last one here. So what is this potential contact? C. All right, so for C under contact, it is a draw of 3. We'll see what happens. They're probably going to be the ones to actually run into something. That's bad because it's just those guys. All right, 2, 3. Hey. All right. Okay, great. So they don't run. Maybe, so that's another card cleared. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Normally it's super bad. All right, let's move on. So we did the evaluate potential contacts. We'll go on to the combat effects segment, which we only have just this one up here. That has, again, it's all simultaneous. Yeah, it's all simultaneous. This is going to be bad, maybe. I mean, this effect here is good because that basically gives them a cover of 5 automatically. All right, so here we are. So this is not the most ideal situation, but so this little squad here, cover of 3 plus 1 because they're pinned, plus 1 because of the spider holes that they're in, with a total of plus 5 there. So we have automatic weapons, which is a -1, and a crossfire from these 2 different PDFs, which is another -1, which takes it down to a plus 3, which normally doesn't amount to anything, but we'll see. It's pin. Sorry, the camera won't focus. It's a pin. See, like in this last one, the plus 3 was a hit. So what happens here? Nothing. Nothing happens there. But a lot of stuff is about to happen with these cards. So we have 5. Oh wait, right. Artillery was gone because we had the more FO that was going to call fire on there. I forgot. Totally missed that he was there. But anyway, there's 5 here. So let's hold our breath here. So from left to right, top to bottom, or bottom to top, we will resolve out of 5. So 5, number 3. So let's see. We'll do 1, 2, 3. And with a plus, nope, that's a plus 6. So let's see. Plus 6, that's a miss, so nothing happens. And then we'll just turn this guy slightly a little bit just to remind myself that I already drew for him. All right, so now going down to, whoops, now it's 5. Miscount, I can't count. All right, so number 3, yet again. So here we go, 1, 2, 3. Weapons team is a cover plus 5. So plus 5 is a miss. Okay, 4, 3. Well, that's the number of the day. So that would be 1, 2, 3. The HQ, which has a cover of plus 6, and they're pinned down. Could have been worse. So I'm not too happy about it, but that was the risk I took for doing that. All right, so now we're down to 3 out of 3, number 1. So the FO gets a cover of plus 5. Plus 5. They're pinned down as well. Rookies. I shouldn't say that. That's terrible for this whole thing. That's terrible. I'm just mad. Okay, so 2 out of 2, 1. So this 3-step squad with a cover of 5. Plus 6. Ooh, barely a miss. So they're all right. And then the top squad up there, the 2-step squad with the plus 5, is a miss. And again, how do I get the plus 5? Well, they're pinned down here, so they generate all pinned VOF because there's only one. There's only one on the card, so that's a plus 2 on the net combat modifier, and then plus 3 right there. Okay, so could have been a lot worse in here. Could have been a whole lot worse, but the good thing they were pinned down. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, bad. Okay, Forrest Gump. Okay, moving on. So that was the combat effects segment. Moving on to the cleanup phase, which is removing all these things. Evacuate casualties from, the collection points. Defensive mission remove, unresolved potential contact markers, which it's not a defensive mission. All right, so wrapping up turn number 5, we're going to remove all of these exposed markers. Oops. All right. So now that we can secure that casualty, they're not going to be captured or anything. All right. So those are gone. This exposed marker is gone here. Exposed marker is gone from here. I can move them more to the center of the card. This exposed marker is removed. Okay. Yeah, this team here is just like the all-stars. So there are no medals to be awarded in this game. However, mental note, these guys are getting something. I don't know what, but recommendation right there. Super recommendation. Okay, so that's all taken care of. That's all taken care of. And this time around, we're definitely going to rain some fire on these people up here. And that'll be exciting. All right, and then we have these guys inbound, so that's good. Actually, we're doing okay. Again, just to recap, we're just trying to clear 12 cards. So right now we have 1, 2, what was it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards, so we're about a little over halfway there. So we really, again, like last turn said, need to ramp things up. All right, so before I forget, since these guys are here, we have line of sight to these other cards. So let's go ahead and see what they are. All right, another village. Another rice paddy. Let's not forget that this will, I'll just do it now. That extends the map some more. To this, which is a gully. And which is what's interesting is the way this works. Line of sight does stop there because if you can see this corner is green, which blocks line of sight. So it stops right there. So they don't see actually through they can't see through the corners. There are cards where you can see through the corners and they'll be clearly marked, but in this case, yeah, can't see further than this. All right, last card over here to line of sight. We'll flip this card over, and it's a jungle. Not bad. All right, and let's move this potential contact marker back. All right, turn 5. Thanks for sticking around for turn number 5. Just kind of so you're aware, I haven't played this game for like 4 months since recording. The uploads that I did were, back in December. So it's been a while. Still trying to get back into the swing of things, which after reviewing the videos, all the rules kind of came back to me anyway. And again, thanks for comments, thanks for the likes, thanks for the views. Keep on doing so. The reason why I'm doing these videos, people say that it's a brave thing of me to do this game and throw it on YouTube, but I just want to show that we all make mistakes. This game is a little complex when you get through the rules or when you read through the rules, but when you start playing it, everything starts to make sense. And how else are we going to learn? You've already pointed out a lot of things that I missed. The eagle eyes. So thanks for that, and was able to update things that needed to be updated and correct things. Hey, continue to do so, because how else are we going to learn how to play the game and help out other people to enjoy the game as well, especially with our current situation. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this to turn number 6, and we'll be back with turn number 6. Yeah, this contact thing doesn't, I was just looking to make sure that didn't have to be updated, so I didn't miss anything. All right, great. All right, and then also too, nobody can say this many unless they're veterans. So let's get that corrected first before I end out the turn and before I forget. So XO is a line, so they can save those commands. First flight leader, so they can save that. The fourth flight leader and second flight leader are aligned, so this goes down here. Third platoon is aligned, so this goes back down to 6. First platoon is aligned, this goes back down to 6. And everything else stays. All right, we are now ready for turn number 6. All right, so I forgot one thing in the cleanup phase. I just realized that because there's the evacuate casualties from casualty collection points, and specifically in Vietnam missions, which I had to go over just to make sure I had things right in my head, is that because there's a staff unit, so the company first sergeant, because he's there directing operations for the LZ, and this is the collection point, the medevac LZ is the collection point, so actually this casualty gets evacuated over here. And why does this happen? Well, again, that's per the rules. I can't remember what section it is, even though I just read it a couple of seconds ago. When it's talking about evacuating casualties, if they're at a collection point or a medevac LZ, when the casualty collection phase comes up at the cleanup part, or the cleanup phase, the casualty collection part comes up. And again, as long as there's an HQ or staff unit there to direct the operations, they're automatically evacuated and you'll get the points at the end of the mission. All right, so that's only at the medevac LZs. So another way to do it was have somebody carry the casualty from the village back down to the LZ, and then what I was going to do initially was, once the helicopters come in and land, they can then pick up the casualties from the LZ and then bring it back to the pickup zone. And then once they hit the pickup zone, then they're counted as evacuated. All right, slightly confusing, I suppose, but again, it makes sense. If we think about it in this way, company first sergeant is over here. He designated the LZ, and he basically called for a helicopter with his radio to come in, just grab that collection and quickly get out. Pretty typical of these kind of missions, really. So that's how that works. The casualty collection up here versus evacuating them from the LZ. Okay, and also too, now that it's been designated as an LZ, these guys can actually choose to, or I can choose to either have them land here in the village or in the rice paddy. So we'll see how that goes. And again, how can we designate an LZ? This helicopter icon tells us that this is a potential landing zone for helicopters. So that's how I can designate a landing zone. And then from here, I can extend, the landing zones based on how many, helicopter icons we have. But in this case, I don't think we're going to need to do that right now. All right, so that's how evacuating casualties work in terms of the Vietnam missions. In the World War II missions, once you get started, you can just designate a casualty collection point, and then once casualties get there, either by somebody dragging them all the way to that car, they get evacuated. And then also in the rules, you are able to designate medevac LZs and casualty collection points either before or after the mission, but that's up to you. I typically do it during the mission because I want to clear out a card first before I designate it, because I feel like it's a little bit smarter to kind of make sure that it's okay to get casualties in there and get them out. And then also there can only be one medevac LZ or one collection point throughout the entire game. So if you want to designate a different LZ, say if we want to go to maybe a safer spot down here because it's a little bit safe, I don't know. We could clear out this card and then designate a casualty collection point there, but it'll just basically move from here to there because there can only be one collection point of the game at a time. So it can be moved, you can redesignate, but again, it just moves that casualty collection point. Okay, makes sense? I hope so. And also, before I end the video, I am going to try to start doing some tutorial videos on the game. I saw one comment requested that, to have a tutorial on what some of these things mean when learning the game, and I'll definitely do that because there's a lot to cover. Yeah, so I can do that and be on our way. I say it's pretty simple because I've been playing this for a little too long, but again, I miss things all the time still, so it's okay. Okay, so we'll again see you in turn number 6. All right, also totally forgot this one thing, and sorry, my aquarium is on and this is like right next to my board game area. I don't have a lot of space in my house for a lot of things, so slightly dangerous, sure, as long as this stays over there. Anyway, so sorry for the noise. I totally forgot because I was just looking at the board while I was waiting for dinner and saw that these guys can see through this rice paddy as well. So let's extend the board yet again. All right, so jungle. All right. Oh dear. Yeah, so yeah, I hope this doesn't turn off anybody to how complex the game is. Again, it's not that complex. It's okay if we don't get stuff on the first time around. It's all right. Because again, the more you play, you just got to do it. You just got to dive in. You got to do it, and you'll start understanding stuff when you do it. Right? So yeah, don't let the game turn you off because of this little minutia thing of things that you have to try to remember. But anyway, so that's done, and that's all good to go. Okay, now for real. See you in turn 6.